If you're anything like me, your motivation tends to go from being higher than the clouds to being deep in the ground. You may have wondered why that is. Well, here's why that happens. The first reason motivation drops is confusion. So you might be wondering, what exactly do I mean by confusion? Well, it's when you don't fully know what you're doing. For example, imagine you plan a game about baking. The idea is clear, baking, but you haven't figured out how the baking works or when different parts should happen. Maybe ingredients need to be combined in a certain order, or a timer triggers events, but you haven't defined that yet. Without those details, once you start building, it's easy to get lost, make mistakes, or even redo things over and over. You might start wondering, am I even doing this right? And that doubt piles up fast. That kind of early confusion can quickly sap your motivation, which can lead to you giving up. With that being said, try avoiding those doubts. Your plan should have your core things: the concept, process, economy, etc. The second reason motivation drops is being overambitious. What I mean by that is trying to plan or do too much all at once. Using the same baking example, imagine you not only plan the baking mechanics, but also start thinking about future updates, pricing, monetization, or other features that are completely out of your current skill level. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when your to-do list suddenly becomes massive, and the more complex things you try to tackle before your core game loop is done, the more likely you are to give up. Don't get me wrong. Planning ahead can be helpful, but focusing on everything at once, especially things that aren't essential yet, will just drain your energy and motivation. The key is to focus on finishing your main idea first, then gradually expand once you have a solid foundation. Lastly, distractions. Let's say you've been working on a game for only a week, and suddenly you get the thought to start a side game, or maybe you decide to spend the rest of your week playing other games. That can be a real problem. When you start a side game, it pulls your attention away from your main project, and before you know it, you may start losing interest or even get bored of your main game entirely. The same thing happens if you spend too much time doom-scrolling YouTube or just browsing around instead of building. Your focus drops, your energy drops, and by the time you're ready to work again, it feels like a huge uphill battle just to get back into it. If you really want to start a side project, it's important to only do it once your core loop is finished and you feel confident in your main game. A simple schedule or a small to-do list can also help you stay on track and make sure distractions don't completely derail your progress. Here's how I applied that lesson myself. I wanted to make an advanced build system for Repair Rise, but the walls just kept messing up no matter what I tried. I spent weeks, literally weeks, trying different approaches, testing, redoing scripts, and nothing seemed to work. It was super frustrating, and I realized I was basically stuck because I hadn't broken the system into smaller, manageable parts. Instead of giving up completely, I decided to settle for just the furniture system for now, which I had already completed and was fully functional. That way, I could still make progress in my game without getting completely blocked. So my advice if you're thinking about making any important or advanced system is this: build it separately on a base plate first, test everything there, and only implement it into your main game once it actually works. Breaking big systems into smaller steps will save you a ton of time and frustration in the long run. Hopefully you learned something from this. If this helped you at all, consider subscribing. Comment what you're building right now. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck with your game.